The Very Serious Crafts podcast is on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/seriouscrafts to support our podcast, find out about our Patreon half-stitched episodes, and more.
Hello, and welcome to Season 5, Episode 8 of the Very Serious Crafts podcast. I'm Molly from Wild Olive.
And I'm Haley from Red Handled Scissors and the Bones and Bobbins podcast. Today we'll be talking about stained glass.
I'm excited about this.
Me too.
I expect it to be a very colorful episode. I still got it.
This is why I love you.
Oh boy.
Oh
I fully
goodness.
confess though to recently an episode the description had a little joke pun in it. I fully confess that I looked that up. I did not just come up with it on my own. It happens on occasion.
That's fine. I mean, we'll let that slide for now.
All right.
But before we jump into talking about stained glass, and I want you to know, I might have some controversial opinions.
Ooh,
Maybe.
I'm ready.
Yeah. We want to give a shout out to our serious friends of the Very Serious Crafts podcast who are supporting us at patreon.com/seriouscrafts.
Yes.
Thank you to you who are already supporting us, and if you're not, but you feel like you need a little more Haley and Molly and also Heidi and Katie in your lives,
Yeah.
we have a huge back catalog of Patreon episodes that will be unlocked the moment you join.
That's right. Where you might also hear us talking about colorful and controversial things, because those episodes, you never know where they're far less structured than our main episodes. Let's just say that.
We're allowed to wander.
We are, and we do. And we do.
My mother-in-law gave me a pin that says allowed to wander
Nice.
for me to wear on vacations.
I like that. Vacation wandering can be delightful, and it can also be, when people are trying to find you. That's the thing.
That's what GPS is for.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness. So, stained glass.
I really am excited about this.
Me too, because I not so secretly really, really, really want to try my hand at some stained glass.
I'm very excited. A friend of ours who is no longer with us, he was a good friend of our family's, he took a stained glass class and did the thing that we do, which is buy all of the things.
Yes.
And I don't know if he even ever completed a full piece, but it was one of those things that I would not have expected him to take this class, but he found it very interesting. And I did see some of the stuff that he worked on, but it definitely made me think, that would be fun. That would be interesting. Maybe I should try that. But it is an investment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
it's a thing.
At the very beginning of my career in crafting, there was an art store that's pretty famous in Chinatown called Pearl Paint. And it is a building, and every floor is a different department, and it's got a lot of floors.
Nice.
And one of them was glass. And there were just all of these tools, like water cutters, so you don't get glass, grinders, things like that. And it was when I was working on making some wine bottle stuff.
Yeah.
And couldn't really have a blowtorch. And I really wanted a blowtorch, but I still don't have a blowtorch.
It's coming. It'll come.
It will. Yeah. But I really wanted to play with sort of making different shapes, but because I live in such a small apartment,
Yeah.
not for long, there was just no way to make it safe.
Yeah.
Because even if, like, the ventilation wasn't there, I could have worn a respirator, but my entire apartment would have been covered in glass dust. I have cats. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't going to be safe. And so I haven't gotten into it, but oh, how I want to.
Well, the thing, like, when you suggested this as a topic, I just did just a couple quick searches to pull up some things that I was familiar with or less familiar with. And
Yeah.
what's interesting is that there are so many different techniques and types of glass that you can work with. There's different, like, the different textures and color blends and ways you put it together, and all of it. It is a whole world. And definitely
absolutely.
I have not jumped into this world, but okay, let me be clear. My stained glass experience is make it and bake it kits, which, if you have never made one of these, they're the little wire frames, and then you have the little pieces of, it's not glass, but I don't know what kind of, it's got to be a plastic, right? That melts. It's been a long time.
I thought it was paint.
I don't know, but they're like those little chips, right?
Yeah.
You put them in the different areas of the metal frame, and then you bake it in the oven, and it makes a little piece of stained glass. And would you believe they still make them? You can get them. There's new ones. They're really cute. I've put in the show notes one that I think that you personally need, Haley. There was other ones that I saw that were cute. In fact, I think Walmart has Make It and Break It is the brand that existed when I was a kid and probably earlier.
Make it and bake it?
Yeah.
You mean? Not break it?
Oh, yeah. Make it and bake it. You might break it too. But,
you might. Oh my goodness, I have just Googled it, and yes, please.
There's a super cute kitten that I think you will especially love. But even, like, I guess Walmart had in their, like, craft kit range, they recently had one that was very, like, geometric, modern. The colors were, like, very on trend, and I'm surprised.
Cool.
But this is not true stained glass, but it kind of is. It's the kid-friendly version, and now I kind of want to make one of these kits again because they're really fun.
There's a Christmas ornament kit. There
are so many designs for it. I was frankly shocked to find out that you can still get these things. It seems the kind of thing that is...
I would have thought they were real bad for you.
Yeah, but I guess it's similar to Shrinky Dinks. It's the kind of thing that is gonna, do its melting thing, and as long as your kitchen is ventilated, your oven already has a certain amount of fan action going on, I guess, but yeah, I have not done one of these in ages, and now I kind of want to find one of the newer kits to try out.
Yeah.
But that is the extent of my stained glass experience thus far.
Ooh, now there are lots of stained glass kits. Oh no. I don't need to know this. Oh yeah. Okay, I need to look away. Ooh, there's an entire set of, like, decent stuff with a nice water grinder. Don't worry, I'm not, because I can't right now. I'm busy.
Yeah, not yet.
No,
but your day will come.
But yeah, I hadn't thought about those stained glass kits in a long time. Those were really fun.
Yeah. They're I think it makes sense how they, you're filling in those areas with stuff that's going to melt down and then fuse together, but and I'm far less likely to, shatter this all over the place. In fact, just last night I was watching I was watching a season 19 episode of Project Runway, and someone, as an unconventional challenge, had a large piece of glass that was from a table and decided that it would be fun to break that apart and use it as part of the dress, which I thought, how in the world are you going to put like actual shards of glass on a dress? That seems like a bad idea. And I don't think they ended up doing it, but they laid the glass down. They lightly tapped it with a hammer. And I mean, it all but exploded. I mean, it did explode, but it didn't like go everywhere. They were outside, they were wearing protective gear, but like, that's my vision of what would happen if I, like, tried to jump into this.
And I mean, yes, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But maybe worth it. I don't know.
It might be. It might be.
So I have a possibly controversial opinion.
Okay.
I only like leaded stained glass. I do not like painted stained glass.
Okay.
And even though they're both real, they're both historic, like it's not, they are, I only like leaded stained glass. I find any other variety of stained glass to be kind of tacky, even when it's in a historic context.
Okay. Now I'm looking up just so that I can make sure that I have an accurate picture in my mind, to compare the things. But I agree with you that I prefer painted or reverse that. Prefer the leaded versus the painted. Yes.
Yeah, and there are a truly unbelievable number of types of stained glass. I actually just found the Stained Glass Association of America. And these are what they have listed as the types. So leaded glass, which is pieces of colored glass connected by lead.
Yeah.
Actual lead. Fun fact, if you're restoring a leaded stained glass, you can probably reuse the lead because it stays soft and it is perfectly fine.
I would not have thought of that, and yet, based on when I have seen things done, that doesn't totally shock me. Okay.
Yeah. And that is one of the things, this is going to sound like it's out of nowhere, but that's one of the reasons it was so ridiculous that the rose window survived in Notre Dame, because the melting point of lead is quite low.
Yeah.
And it should have just fallen apart.
Isn't that amazing?
But it didn't.
It didn't.
Yes. Oh, I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
Because I have never been more delighted. And I remember people, like complete strangers, asking each other on the street, is the rose window still there? And like the entire day, ooh, my hair just stood up on end. The entire day. And by the time the fire was under control and the rose window was still there, people were like yelling it from windows and stuff. And like, we're in New York. We have like, I know that is a cultural touchstone and also an important religious icon isn't the right word because that is an actual thing.
An actual thing, but yes, exactly.
But yeah, like it means something to a lot of people, but it also means something to humanity.
Yeah.
In a way that really made me feel good. And I think that may have started my journey down the rabbit hole of leaded glass because I'm sure there are 1 million papers written about why that window didn't fall. But I don't know. It it seems pretty miraculous to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is a tangent. Another kind of stained glass is painted glass. And I'm just going to read their description because this is part of my misinformed attitude about it.
Okay.
All right. So this term is misunderstood by some who suppose that the color in stained glass has somehow been painted on clear glass. All color is inherent in the glass and is due to its chemical content. Painting, as it is mentioned here, means the use of only pigment used by the glass painter, which is monochromatic and is made permanent by firing. It is used to help delineate design concepts. The density can be controlled to produce opaque lines, or it can be modulated in texture to reduce halation and to temper light as desired.
So it's actually a much more complex process.
Yeah, and the glass really is that color.
Yeah.
I personally, it felt like, those glass transfers that used to exist. I don't know if they still do. Like, it seemed like transferring a pattern.
Yes.
And I have now been corrected that it is absolutely not that. And it is way, way more complicated.
Well, and just for my, making sure that I'm also clear on this, the painted glass, it's still sections that are leaded stained glass. It's just that some of the sections then have these, more detailed designs on them. Especially you would see this in, figures that are worked into, church stained glass windows with people's faces and such, correct? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I just dropped the link to the varieties of glass in there because there are photos of each type. All right, yes. And so there's also, yeah,
that was
and
what I was
some
picturing.
of them don't have leaded. There's a very beautiful cathedral in Uptown in Manhattan, and I can't remember the name of it, but my brother and sister-in-law are professional musicians and a professional singer. Mm-hmm. And so that church is a historic church, and it's filled with painted stained glass that isn't leaded.
Okay.
And I truly thought that those were cheap-looking transfers.
I understand. I see...
this gorgeous cathedral.
Right. But probably when they discovered the ability to create that kind of art with glass, that was probably the far more valuable thing at the time, maybe even still now, because of,
this, now that I'm looking at it and I know what it is,
yeah,
I do not rescind my controversial opinion because I still don't like it.
Style-wise,
but I'm impressed by it.
Yeah.
At this point, I am deeply respecting the artist here.
Yeah. That's I don't know. There was an era of stained glass that it wasn't like the Art Nouveau era, but there was, kind of in that era that I didn't 100% love it. Tiffany glass.
Oh, I love Tiffany
beautiful.
Glass.
Yeah.
The Unitarian church that I sometimes attend has Tiffany glass windows. I think I took you and Katie to see them.
Yeah, we walked. Yeah, we walked past. And so there was an era, and then it kind of came back in the 70s of that.
It's faceted glass, I bet.
Well, the thing is, there's some faceted glass that I really like, and I will get to that. But there was, why can't I think of when this was actually the thing? Anyway, it was an era of of art and stained glass that I just kind of I just don't love it. But it's not even the stained glass itself so much as it's just like the art style that it doesn't matter.
Oh, is it the deeply linear art style or the floofy flourishy one?
It's the floofy flourishy one.
Okay, so that's Art Nouveau.
Yeah, but there was like I feel like there was like this maybe it was like a version that came around in the 70s that went along with it that you sometimes will see. I can't think of it offhand. It doesn't matter. But style-wise, even like some of the way that the painted glass looks.
Oh, I see exactly what you're talking about, and I see the 70s reproductions.
All right, there we go.
I don't see a specific name for it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's part of it is it's like this, I don't know, it's over the top in a weird sort of a way, but
yeah, my friend Jenny has some in her house that she has somehow managed to incorporate into her decor in a way that looks fantastic.
Yeah, you
but
almost have to.
I sincerely wouldn't have thought she could have.
Yeah. But like then on the next list on the varieties of stained glass that you had from the Stained Glass Association of America, the faceted glass was a thing that I in this category of types of stained glass is probably my favorite kind of stained glass. And it is and I didn't realize it fell into this category, but it's called Dalle de Verre, and it is chunks of glass that they chisel it, and so you get different, it's not all perfectly smooth, which...
Oh, so it looks like crystals.
Right, it looks faceted in that way, and it's joined together by, this is saying an epoxy, like a resin, and it's usually thicker. They build it in a wooden frame, and it can be like moved, and because it's thicker pieces of glass, I read that you get a much richer color to it, and
which makes sense,
right? And because they are the way that the pieces are cut, it feels a lot more modern. It originated in the 1930s, but it kind of hit in the 1960s. And one of the pieces that I saw, and the way that I was able to find really what type of glass, or what type of stained glass it is, and I mentioned this like a couple years ago after I visited England the last time, these stained glass windows that were at a chapel at Buckfast Abbey in England, and they're smaller pieces that make this, like, they said they compared it more like to mosaic, and
I was just gonna say that it reminds me of like the mosaic tile work.
Yeah.
That, I mean, people also use those that variety of glass
exactly,
to
and
produce.
So it feels like a mosaic that you have just put up vertically with light behind it, and I find that style to be just gorgeous. It really is, and I think it's cool when you have like the thicker lines between the pieces because of the process that they use as well. And we've talked a little bit about resin crafts here, and they're not, we think of resin often as being like a clear resin. This is not it. I think the ones that I saw when it's hard to tell because most of the pictures that you see are very well like lit, so you could take in the stained glass itself. But I think that it's often white, or I mean maybe it comes in different colors, but I've definitely seen it in white, and which is not what you would expect to see with stained glass. But I
like you mean opaque white?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
like
might
milk
be
glass.
Super off on that, but it's that stained.
Oh no, I mean
stained glass
definitely have seen white.
Yeah, but because we think of
stained glass.
I think most people when they think of stained glass, they think of leaded stained glass, which is that darker color in between the panels, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean it's really cool. it's not regular in shape enough for me personally,
Oh,
but
and
you can do such cool things with it.
I would think that it would be you would have to be prepared for anything to happen, right? If you're chiseling glass, you never know exactly what you're going to get, and they just make it work, which is also probably why you have thicker lines for your um for the
Yeah.
resin in between, and that you put it together more like a mosaic, because you just need to fill it out how it needs to be based on the size of pieces that you were able to get.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of stained glass is constructed in a frame or even on top of a paper pattern.
Right. But this is like not you aren't aiming for the same level of precision, which is probably what appeals to me and why it appeals less to you.
You know what's funny though? I have a piece of leaded stained glass hanging above my computer right now,
Okay.
and it has pieces of faceted glass in it, and like it's a spider web, and it's like there are a couple of tiny pieces that are just slightly pink tinted,
Okay.
and then there are a couple very textured pieces, but the way they're put together, and this is leaded but quite thick leaded,
Right.
and it's framed, so it's sort of the marriage between the two.
Yeah, so that then is probably like I saw on a stained glass website, cathedral glass is actually the style of those glass pieces.
Oh.
Because what the one thing I found was talked about how there's like the cathedral glass, and then there's this, what is the other type? And cathedral glass can come in colors, and it can have some of those facets. And then there's what is the other type now? It's lost. I'm losing words today, but
Vismacht glass.
oh, all right.
But yes, it is absolutely cathedral glass.
And so then you also have the other types of glass that are much more like textured. Like I love the ones that like stained glass work where it looks almost like little like circles worked into the glass. Like it looks,
yeah,
like
I know.
Like
you want
to do all of your crayon rubbings on it. That's what it is.
Do you know that there are in Soho, there are a bunch of the faceted glass windows in the sidewalks, because you to light the basements and like the tunnel spaces under the city before it was practical, I guess, to use electricity. And so there are just a large number of clear round glass pieces that are part of the sidewalk.
I don't think that I've ever noticed that in my visits, but
It's very pretty.
yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah. Ooh, and cathedral glass also has some of the swirly, colory, and I know the word for this because I collect glass hands. You would think that I would be able to pull it up, but whatever. I'm just gonna let it ride.
Well, now I'm gonna have to find it, and I'll let you know. What is that?
There is a stained glass supply. There's a website called Stained Glass Express that has Fibonacci
Oh, cool.
imagery happening, but it has just a bunch of different kinds of cathedral glass with different textures, and some of it's called muffle glass.
Oh.
There's glue chip crystal glass.
I have heard
which is really cool.
I have heard of glue chip. That's interesting.
Anyway, I have just learned a bunch about stained glass that I didn't know. And I feel like those are just the kinds of stained glass we, generally speaking, know about. But
Right.
there are a bunch of other kinds that are more specifically art.
Opalescent glass is the other category that this website had that I had seen, but also there's translucent glass, streaky glass, wispy glass, and then all of the different textures, including Baroque texture and Artique, which is like it looks very like crystally, and hammered glass that is made to look like it's like a hammered metal, or that it's really, when you have all those different types.
Double rolled cathedral glass. That's
Ooh.
cool. It looks like a fuzzing filter, like you greased the lens.
Yeah. Huh. It really is like having different kinds of fabrics to work with and piece together, and yeah.
Oh, I feel so inspired. And there are glass blowers and glass makers near where I'm moving. And I have already been to there. I made some lampwork beads once.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Because it was the fun thing to do, obviously.
Oh, no, because where I'm moving has open studio days. Like, as a community.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and so my father-in-law knew the glass blower. And so we went to the glass blower's house and studio, and wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a whole other related but different category of serious crafting there. But
yes, and I feel like we probably should not dive into that right now.
We should not. But
no. Do you have anything else to report about stained glass?
No, other than I really am tempted to order one of these, that the Walmart make and bake whatever versions of kits. It actually seems like something I could buy and make in an afternoon and have finished like making a thing.
It's entirely possible that I will order us both one.
It's
because you know how I like to do that.
I know, it's we both have these things where we see and we just go, yeah, this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't see myself making full-size stained glass anytime soon, despite the fact that I really would love to. So if
good, you can come over and we'll learn.
All right, that would be fine. That would be fine because it is beautiful.
It is really beautiful. But I do think, though, that you're right, that the kit isn't a bad idea. It's very small, and you will get the satisfaction of having done the thing and made something pretty for yourself.
Exactly.
And I feel good about that.
I do too. Also,
all right.
Now I am thinking how, like, it probably exists, right? To have some like kawaii style stained glass would be pretty amazing, right? Like,
oh yeah, you should
cute. Check
out the stained glass artists on Etsy.
Yeah.
Because any variety that you can think of.
Like, I think that like Hello Kitty stained glass exists, in the world.
Don't tell my mother. Or do tell me so I can make it for my mother.
There you go.
My childhood bedroom is filled with Hello Kitty ephemera. It's not mine.
I think I love your mother even more now. I didn't think it was possible to love her more, but
yes,
I approve.
Oh, also, she says hello.
Okay.
I don't remember if I told you, but she shrieked your name with joy at some point.
Well.
Yes.
She
just came to visit, for context, people listening. All right. Well, I guess we should probably wrap up our stained glass hard eyes thing that we've got going on here.
Yes, and we'll close the windows on this chapter. I don't know. Do you know the close the windows people on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram? Sheena Melwani and the Real Indian Dad. He always goes, close the windows. Oh, I'll send you his stuff. It's fantastic.
Okay, please. All right. And on that note, thanks for listening to the Very Serious Crafts podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Serious Crafts and on Facebook at Very Serious Crafts. You can also find show notes and all things Very Serious Crafts at veryseriouscrafts.com. And finally, if you are a fan of the Very Serious Crafts podcast, which obviously you are because we love you, please leave us a 5-star review on whichever platform you use to listen to podcasts, because it will make our day, and also it will help other people who love crafting find us because the algorithm likes it.
The algorithm.
Yes. So the care and keeping of your algorithm, like, you need to feed it some 5-star reviews. You gotta keep it healthy, you know?
Yes. It's perfect.
All right.
All right.
See you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.